Hello there, it's Backseat from the Edit here. This highlight is for my Marbles on Stream, where chat members who had submitted game suggestions to me pitted their favourites against each other to decide what game I would play next on stream. There's underdogs, favourites, drama, and death. I hope you enjoy. So, today, we are doing our long-awaited marble race. Now, I hear you ask, what is the marble race? And if you ask that question, that's very, very valid, because I first explained the rules of the marble race when I did Lord of the Rings Gollum, which was in 2023, I believe. So this has been 2 years coming. I believe I will try and make this a more regular thing, so that it doesn't take 2 years to do the next marble race. But basically, I had a very, very, very high channel point redemption on my Twitch, where if you redeemed a lot of channel points, you could suggest a game. But that game isn't something that I will just play on stream. It is more that you buy a marble, and then eventually we will do a race with the marbles, and the marble that wins is a game that I will play on stream. So it is a chance to get a guarantee, basically. We have had 19 marbles redeemed. So there are 19 games in the running for the marble race. Now, before I show you the games, let me first explain the rules of how we're doing this. So the way we're going to be doing it is there are going to be 5 races that we do for score. And then the marble that has the most points after 5 races wins. And I will definitely play it on stream. However, it's not all or nothing. There's actually 2 marbles that get to win. So when we've done all 5 races, the one with the highest score wins, but the 4 with the next highest scores, so 2nd place, 3rd place, 4th place, and 5th place, they go into a 4-way race. And the marble that wins that also wins. So there are going to be 2 winners, and if you're in the top 5, then you qualify for the runners-up race. First place just goes through automatically. So yes, there are 2 chances to win. Now, if you want to know how scoring works, that is also on the screen. So first place gets a hearty, a chunky 5 points for winning. However, 2nd place, it goes down to 3. 3rd place, it goes down to 2, and just because dying is a good show, you know, it's good for the chat, it's nice that you're putting on a show, you get a cheeky little pity point if you die. So if you aren't going to finish on the podium, you better make sure that you put on a good show for Twitch chat. And if you do, you'll get a cheeky little bonus point. So that is how we're doing the scoring this time. Now, a lot of marbles die. I've been doing some, I guess, test races to see how many people die usually. It is usually like 5 or more marbles that die in every single race. So we will probably see quite a lot of these bonus points from people dying. Those are the rules. But what about the races? Here are our races today. We have Not for Broadcast, which was nominated by Alex Alia. We have Minecraft, that was nominated by Dilly. I was going to put a screenshot of the Minecraft movie there, but I was worried that everyone would think I would be watching the movie. Next up, we have Dial Town, nominated by Hero Brina, one of the most prolific fan artists of the community. Then Slime Rancher by Sonic Boom, who does a lot of the 3D renders for my thumbnails. Then FTL, nominated by Pink Kittens, another moderator. Tabs being Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, nominated by Tramac. Killer Frequency, nominated by Wolf Animatronic. Dark Deception, nominated by Toby Octopottle. Shadow Generations, nominated by Tronmo, the man, the myth, the legend. Sunset Hills, nominated by Milk Toast, a game I hadn't ever heard about, but it looks quite cute. Then we have Viewfinder, nominated by Rex TV. Metopia, recommended by Deepster. Ben and Ed, recommended by Rotisserie Chicken. Ultra Kill, recommended by Weird Dead Z. Asterix, because Weird Dead Z actually did not redeem a marble because Weird Dead Z did not have enough channel points to redeem a marble. However, Milk Toast redeemed a second marble in honor of Weird Dead Z. I believe Weird Dead Z doesn't even know that they have received this marble yet. I think Weird Dead Z is literally asleep. Soul _ nominated Superliminal. A Hat in Time, the Metro DLC, was nominated by Jack. Now that would be a very interesting one to win. It was one of the very first games that I ever played on Twitch, was A Hat in Time, but I never did any of the DLCs. And I have heard good stuff about the DLC. In honor, oh, you are here, Weird Dead Z. Okay, good to see you. Good to see you. I didn't know if you were still here, but yes, you have got a marble by proxy. Congratulations. Next up, Rain World, nominated by Eragon Desart. Thank you very much, Eragon Desart. I nearly thanked Rain World. And then Ever the Left Field Fan, the Left Field Aficionado, Garfield Fan Epic, redeemed Oregon Trail 2. Now, I looked up what Oregon Trail 2 is, and it seems to be like a 1997 DOS game with full motion video and actors, and it looks very janky and silly. So I am pretty excited to... Okay, here's the thing. Oregon Trail is going to be an absolute nightmare to play because I'll have to get Oregon Trail 2 working, which seems like a nightmare. However, if it did win, I'm kind of excited because it looks exactly like my sort of thing. Because it kind of reminds me of Home Safety Hotline with the low-tech aesthetic. And I do love the low-tech aesthetic. So I'm kind of hyped. Okay, and then finally, the final recommendation is Pikmin by Documan. So those are our 19 racers that are going to be competing, are going to be at each other's throats today for a chance to be guaranteed to be played on stream. I guess it should be time to go. I do want to play some trailers for the games, but because I don't want the intro for this video to be too long, what I will do is I will do our first race first, and then we will move over to the trailers, and we will look at some of the games that have been nominated today. But let's just hop in with our first race to see where we stand. So, everyone in chat, what is the one you're hoping will bring it home today? I want people to start dividing into teams. I want people to start supporting like it is a real spectator sport. Dragon X Mega is all for Oregon Trail 2. A lot of Slime Rancher. Oregon Trail 2 for the funny. Totally Accurate Battle Simulator seems pretty popular as well. A lot of Superliminal. The Lone Sonic Fan flying the flag for Shadow Generations in chat. A decent amount of Ultra Kill. Toby saying Dark Deception. Makes sense, you did redeem it. Etopia, Superliminal. Okay, Superliminal seems pretty popular. I'm getting that vibe. And it does seem like Oregon Trail has picked up a following just from my description of it being a 1997 full motion video game. Let's start the race. Bots 19. Ready? Whoops, 1 second. I do need to hide that. There we go. So, here are our racers. Ready and waiting on the start line. Now, who's starting at the back of the pack? This is randomly done, by the way. I don't choose this. It looks like Killer Frequency's starting quite far back. Who's the very furthest back? It's probably Pikmin. So you're working against the game here, Documan. Pikmin is the furthest marble back. So if you can win this, then that'll count extra. And who's starting the furthest forward? It looks like Sunset Hills by Milk has the unfair advantage. All right. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and they're off. All right. They're moving down. The music's gotten surprisingly chill as soon as the race started. Wow, Dark Deception is absolutely hauling butt. Currently leading the pack. They now need to go back up. Ultra Kill is putting up a good fight, though. Entering the Pachinko section. And it's between Ultra Kill and Dark Deception. Racing down the first tube with these very annoying Metal spikes. Getting in the way. Now, are they all going to make the jump? Does Dark Deception make the jump? It does. Does Ultra Kill make the jump? It does. Is anyone going to not make this jump? Hat in Time makes the jump. Metopia makes the jump. Is anyone going to fall short? It looks like everyone is making it so far. What about Tabs and Oregon Trail? Is right at the back. Can you do it? It can. Let's skip right to the front of the pack again. Dark Deception. Absolutely a country mile ahead of the competition. No one can even challenge Dark Deception. It's looking like a one-horse race. It's looking like a one-ball race. But can Dark Deception hold the lead? Oh, Ultra Kill taking a sneaky shortcut. Ultra Kill refuses to be left in the dust. It looks like one of them died, and that is Pikmin by Documan. So, it's not the end of the world. Oh, not for broadcast, Dialtown. They're dropping like flies suddenly. What is making them die? I guess falling off the edge of this. Oh no. Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. Whoa! Oh my god, Ben and Ed and Shadow Generations and a Hat in Time. Can it land back on the track? It cannot. They've all died. Who can finish the race, though? So many fatalities. It looks like Ultra Kill is uncontested. Dark Deception is back at 4th. Who's this unmarked ball approaching? Who is this unmarked ball? There's a mysterious ball. Is that Dark Deception? I do not know who that ball is. But is this the mystery ball? Who is this? Who is this mystery ball? Oh, how did you get in here? FTL Faster Than Light, failing to live up to its name. Right at the back of the pack. I'll be honest, FTL, if you had any sense right now, you would put on a bit of a show for our dear audience, and you would throw yourself into a chasm. You're not going to score any points finishing the normal way. But it looks like that's not going to happen. And in the bucket it goes. Let's look at those final results. What have we got? Okay, Ultra Kill finishing in 1st. Dark Deception taking 2nd place. Followed very, very soon after. Less than a second, only half a second later, Superliminal coming in. So the scoring parties are Ultra Kill, Dark Deception, Superliminal, Sunset Hills barely missing out on a point. All the way down at the bottom with our pity points, we have Killer Frequency, Hat in Time DLC, Ben and Ed, Shadow Generations. What a spectacular explosion of marbles that killed Shadow Generations and Ben and Ed and Hat in Time back to back to back. Then Dialtown, Not For Broadcast, and Pikmin, all picking up some pity points. Let me pump up the music while I tally up the scores. Imagine if a marble dies in every single race and manages to get into the runners-up bracket and then wins. Yeah, consistently dying could score you some points. So, let's bring up the leaderboard. Currently, Ultra Kill in 1st. 2nd place is Dark Deception, bagging 3 points. 3rd place, Superliminal. And then everyone else is tied for 4th, basically. Half of the other races are tied for 4th, but that is our current standings. By the time we get to the next race, things will start to even out a little bit and we'll start to be able to fill this out a smidge more. But for right now, I believe it is time to look at some trailers, just so we can see what some of these games are. So if you've never heard of Not For Broadcast before, this is it. I'm still keeping the music going. I might actually not play any audio for spoilers' sakes. I don't want to get spoiled by trailers. So just some nice visuals. Not For Broadcast, from what I understand, is a show where you play as a vision mixer. Are we going to watch every single trailer? We are. We're going to watch every single trailer so that every game gets a bit of representation, so that everyone can understand what each game is. So not for broadcast, you play as a vision mixer on a TV show where you need to censor swearing, you need to transition between scenes, you need to do all sorts of stuff. Yeah, play VTs, make sure the power's working, and make sure that you don't put someone on camera if they're doing something naughty. For example, trying to maintain the television show. So yeah, that should be pretty fun. It is also a very large install because it's got so much video in it. I think I already own this one. And I've said before, when this got redeemed, that I've actually done this in real life. Not on an actual TV show, but I have been at a vision mixing desk with people in front of the cameras, and I've experimented flipping around cameras, playing music, playing VTs and stuff like that. I have done this, so this could be pretty fun. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I've also edited a ghost show like that. Here's a little bit of lore, 'cause this is a bit more of a chill stream. It was just like an experiment, right? Where me and my colleague, we basically wanted, because our annoyance was that ghost shows are always just the producers throwing a rock at the window, and then everyone goes, "Oh!" and it's always so fake. So what we wanted it to be was a ghost show with no crew. No crew at all. So it cannot be faked because no one is there apart from the person. So we rigged the person with a bunch of cameras. So they had like a camera at their face, a camera point of view, but it was basically going into like a crypt, like an actual crypt under a church, and just on their own. No crew at all. And it was really funny because we sent the guy in, and then we're like, okay, well, we've probably got like 15 minutes to kill. And within 2 minutes, he came running and screaming back to the gate and was like, "Let me out! Let me out! Let me out!" So it's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, man." So we like unlocked the gate and let him out. But he thought he saw a pair of eyes in the darkness. We think it was a cat. We think there was a cat in there because there was nothing on the footage. But he got very scared. He got very, very scared. Oh well. It's also just like a random guy we found. It was like a random guy like, "Hey, do you want to do this?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure, that sounds fun." And then we traumatized him. Sorry. No, the reason I think it was a cat is because when me and my colleague went in there first, because we wanted to make sure that there wasn't like people sleeping down there, right? We don't want to send people into abandoned places and it turns out that there's people trying to make that their home and then it's actually dangerous, right? So we went in there first to look around, and as soon as we opened the gate before we went in there, a cat ran out. So I'm pretty sure cats were hanging out down there. So that's why we think it was a cat. I'm amazed they even agreed to do that. Yeah, imagine just someone coming up to you and being like, "Do you want to be locked in a crypt?" And then being like, "Yeah, sure, I'll trust this stranger to lock me in a crypt." But hey, you ask nicely enough. And hey, how do you think we even get a crypt? We just phoned up a priest and was like, "Hey, can we use your crypt?" And it was like, "Yeah, all right." Pretty good. Anyway, there you go. That's an unusual amount of lore for the stream. So I hope you enjoyed that. All right, that is not for broadcast. Our next game is a little known game that no one's really heard of before, called Minecraft. This one being redeemed by Dilly the Scaredy Cat. Now, my experience with Minecraft is that I have not played Minecraft apart from it being one of literally the very first things I ever streamed on Twitch. Probably, it might even be the actual first thing I ever streamed on Twitch. And I didn't know how Minecraft worked. I didn't know that there was a tool bench, or whatever it's called, a workbench. I didn't know that there was a thing you needed to make stuff. So I couldn't figure out how to craft anything, and I just dug straight down in a hole to the center of the earth. And then by the time I figured out how to make stuff, I was beyond the point of survival. I was so far down that I was doomed. So that was how that stream went. I think we did eventually build a church. In those very early streams, we eventually built like a church, and that was based around... So imagine, okay, Here we go. Imagine we did it nowadays, chat. If we built a church nowadays, what would it be the church of? It would be the church of Freddy or the church of glitches, right? Well, here's how much brand identity changes, because that was a church of math. Because my identity used to be doing mathematical things before I did my security breach stuff. And so it was a church of math, which is wild. Wild to think about, but yeah, that's what it was at the time, a church of math. Maybe this time we will do a church of Freddy, and we'll try and convert all the villagers into Freddyites. And make everyone follow the glitchy teachings of Freddo. Anyway, that is Minecraft. Let's do the entire top row. So let's go up until FTL. Next up is this game that I know very little about, but I guess that's a good thing. This is Dial Town, redeemed by Herobrina. It looks interesting. I like the aesthetics of it. I have no idea what to make of it. It says that it is a visual novel about dating telephones, but beyond that, IDK 20 plus endings? Good God. Well, I guess if this wins, we'll have a lot of fun. I will call the police route lost. Oh no, he's sad. Madame Mediocre? Okay, there's a lot of good stuff here. This is why I don't want to watch the trailers. Okay, let's pause on Randy Jade and Gorillas. This is why I don't want to watch the trailers too much, in case I get spoiled on too much, but this does look like a promising candidate, if this was to win. And this is exactly why I want to show you the trailers, because I want you to understand what is at stake here. I want you to understand what the games we're even looking at are. Next up, a game redeemed by Sonic Boom. It's Slime Rancher. A lot of people seem to love Slime Rancher. This is a very popular one. Whenever people see what the marbles are, people seem to gravitate towards Slime Rancher. I have never played Slime Rancher, and I've also never watched someone play Slime Rancher. I know that you have a Hoover, I know that you have a big vacuum cleaner like this, but that's all I know. And I guess you ranch some slimes, but that's it. So that could be pretty good, yeah. It's a good game, I'll take your word for it. Enough people have said that it's a good game that I would believe you. All right, and the final game on the top row is FTL, redeemed by Pink Kittens. I have actually played FTL on my iPad when I was an iPad baby, and so I do know the rough way to play FTL. However, I asked Pink Kittens if she wanted to suggest a different game because of that, and Pink Kittens said, no, it's better if you do know roughly how to play it. So, this one we can definitely play, and it could be a lot of fun. There's a lot that can go wrong. This is a roguelike where things can go wrong very fast. And so it could be a lot of fun to play this one, and see just how many ways things can go wrong. It's kind of like a mix between an RTS and Battleship. It's interesting. You can like shoot the oxygen supply of the opponent's ship to suffocate them and stuff like that. It's pretty fun. No, you didn't miss the race. You've missed race number 1 of 5. Anyway, that is FTL. That is the final game of our top row. We will continue looking at the trailers after the next race. And talking of the next race, let's get it underway. Random track. Let's do a random track, shall we? Hopefully with the same bots. Looks like it. Okay, we've got a very big pachinko setup at the very start of this one. Everyone is hovering above the start line. Who's at the very top this time? This time, killer frequency and tabs are the furthest away, but maybe the extra momentum will actually give them an unfair advantage. Is the random marble still here? Let's look for the unidentified marble. No. I wonder if the unidentified marble was a glitch. I think what might have happened was that somebody died, but maybe the game thought somebody died, but their marble still technically existed or something. And so then their marble was in the race even though they'd already been eliminated. That's what I suspect. It could have also just been that their name vanished. Let's have a quick look at what the track has in store for us. So we have the whirligig. We have a whirligig, so it will come down the pachinko, past the whirligig, down here, round and round we go, past some annoying red things, and then apparently we go up, and then we get spat back out at the whirligig. What is the end goal here? Is it, wait, this is the end. How are you meant to finish this? How are you meant to finish this one? I don't know, but you know what? I guess we'll find out. I guess we'll find out how you're meant to finish this one. Maybe after a certain amount of laps, the way opens up. I'm not sure. But I guess let's just hit play and hope that this isn't an infinite race. I guess we're coconut mauling. All right. Let's get coconut mauled. Send this to a friend so they can coconut maul you. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, and they're off. Wow, down they go. And it looks like Not For Broadcast did get a little bit of a bump there. Ultra Kill leading the pack once again. Ultra Kill very consistent. Looking like an early favorite, Not For Broadcast. Not taking that slander laying down and absolutely booking it around the course. An ominous number 38 floating above the racetrack. What could it mean? Nobody knows. Not For Broadcast getting shot up the tube. Who's next? It's Ben and Ed. Viewfinder, Metopia. What happened to Ultra Kill? Here's Ultra Kill. Falling behind. Now what happens? When they get back up to the whirligig, what happens? It looks like exactly as I expected. They just kind of get farted out, for lack of a better term. The ominous number is now down to 19. What could it mean? I'm guessing it's the amount of marbles to pass through the tube. When is it going to decrease? Yes, it is when they get plopped out of the tube. The number goes down. What will happen when it gets to 0? It's a mystery. Shadow Generations actually leading the pack now. Not For Broadcast, still very consistent. Still staying at the top of the pack for almost the entire time. It has reached 0. It has reached 0. What is going to change? Not much. No one has been eliminated. No one has moved forward. Oh, it's gone green and faster than light. Making use of the changing track and sneaking a win when the leaders were asleep. Faster than light snuck in and stole the win. Slime Rancher landing in the ending pot. Ultra Kill just barely missing a point finish. Oh, and the track has begun to set on fire and marbles are dying. Sunset Hill's about to perish, maybe? No, Sunset Hills looks like it is escaping the fire, but maybe it shouldn't. Maybe some of these marbles want to die, but it looks like that's not going to happen. It looks like all these marbles are going to survive, just an unlucky few that got burnt. And they're all in the pot. What an upset. Ultra Kill, Shadow Generations, Not For Broadcast, putting in all the hard work. Putting in so much work. And what did they get? Nothing. It was stolen away by Faster Than Light and the people hanging at the back of the pack. Okay, our fallen marbles are Metopia, Dark Deception, Viewfinder, and Dial Town. And our winners are Faster Than Light, Minecraft, and Slime Rancher. Some more marbles for the leaderboard. Now, let me crank up the music while I tabulate and formulate the scores once again. Notice how Oregon Trail 2 wasn't mentioned. Oregon Trail 2 has yet to score a single point. Oregon Trail 2 needs to either finish high up on the podium or it needs to start dying stat, preferably of dysentery. For right now, it is a mediocre performance, and if there's one thing we do not appreciate in these streams, it is mediocrity. You've got to either do really well or fail spectacularly, and Oregon Trail has failed to do either. So, Faster Than Light scooping up a juicy win. Minecraft scooping up a second place upset. Slime Rancher taking a bronze home for the wife and kids. And our pity points go out to Metopia, Dark Deception, Viewfinder, and Dial Town. Dial Town is, so far, the only marble to die twice. Could Dial Town be the chosen one? Could Dial Town be the marble to die in every single race and make it to the runners-up final? I'll tell you what, if Dial Town finishes first place, if Dial Town gets a first place finish, these extra bonus points are going to propel it into the lead. So far, nobody has 6 or 7 points. Dial Town, if it scores a first place next game, it will go straight up to 7 points. So Dial Town could take it, as long as Dial Town keeps dying, and then at the last minute, swoops in with a win, Dial Town could steal the whole show. Let's move over to the leaderboard. By the way, if you're wondering, if there are multiple games in, say, second place, we will just run all of those marbles. So it doesn't have to be just a 4-marble race. It could be more. The current standings looking pretty good. Let's watch some more trailers now, so we understand the rest of the video games. Next up, it's a game recommended by Tramac. Ignore that. It's not that. It's this. It's Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. There we go. So I know very little about tabs, other than I think... Okay, here's my understanding of Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, is it's just a sandbox where you put dudes on a map and you make them fight. I don't know if there's a goal. I don't know if there's a story mode. I don't know anything about it beyond you put dudes in an arena and you make them fight each other. That's all I know about tabs. So yeah, I truly know so little that this would be a pretty interesting one. I've had many people recommend me to play Totally Accurate Battle Simulator on stream, so that makes me feel like there might be something there. There might be some truth to it, if so many people have recommended it. So, it's a very good guess, and the fact that it is so popular. When I was saying, what do people want to win? Totally Accurate Battle Simulator was a very common choice in the chat. So that makes me feel like it will have fans. That is Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. The next game on our list, recommended by Wolf Animatronic, is Killer Frequency. And I'm not going to be watching the trailer for this because I feel like this is probably more likely to be a story game, and I do not want spoilers. So I'm not going to be actually watching, this is for your benefit, but from what I understand, actually a little bit like Not For Broadcast, I think this is a game where you run a radio station and there's a serial killer involved. Like maybe he's phoning in or maybe he's breaking in? I don't know. But I know it's a horror game with a serial killer and you're running a radio show. That's the basic setup, but that's all I know. I have not seen a single second of footage. For example, I know Astral Spiff has made a video about this, and I do watch a lot of Astral Spiff videos, but when it is a game that I know I might play, I don't watch anything. So I haven't seen any of those videos, I haven't seen any trailers. I try and keep myself entirely... As I said in the Secret of the Mimic video, I do a media blackout on anything that I could stream, and I've been going media blackout for Killer Frequency since I first heard about it. I already own it, by the way. I already bought this game. So that one would be a pretty good one to win. Because then I do not need to buy it. I already own it. Good stuff. No, if it loses, then I might just play it offline rather than on stream. Because I do want to play this. If my idea of the concept is anywhere near accurate, that does sound interesting to me. Okay, next up we have Dark Deception, and this is a very, very short 48-second trailer that I found online. I know, I think I heard someone say Dark Deception is kind of like horror Pac-Man, and I don't know if that's true, but that's what I heard. So if it is like horror Pac-Man, then I guess that's what it is, and I guess I will, I guess I'll learn how to get good at horror Pac-Man, and I guess there's monkeys. Yeah, that does look pretty Pac-Man. That does look pretty Pac-Man. Okay, I'm gonna stop looking now. I'm averting my eyes. Now, how much Dark Deception is there? Because I think I've heard people saying that, like, new Dark Deception stuff is launching. Is it like I'm on Observation Duty, where there's multiple games, or is it just one game and there's multiple things added to it? It's one game and there's a bunch of levels. Okay, so it's less like Poppy Playtime and more like a game that just keeps growing. Okie dokie. Well, I know nothing else about it. Somehow we managed to stop early in this 48-second trailer, so I'm pretty impressed about that. I take my spoilers very seriously. And the final game, spot the game that is unlike the other. So many indie games on this list. And then Tronmo, like the absolute renegade that he is, plops down a AAA Sonic game. I am not a Sonic fan. I have played one Sonic game, and that is Sonic Mania, which I also played on stream very, very, very early on. I'm not a Sonic guy. So this would probably be my first proper modern Sonic. And I've heard it's good. This is one of the modern Sonic games that has good reviews, so I would be interested to see what it's got up its sleeves. Actually, you know what? I played Sonic Generations in a pub once. There was a pub that had an Xbox 360 in like a side room, and I played Sonic Generations once on that Xbox 360 that was in a corner. So I've played a tiny bit of that, and it was pretty good. But I was also intoxicated, so who can say? That's Shadow Generations. That is now our second row that has been observed, as God intended. Very nicely done. Right, so these are our current standings, chat. Let me hear from you. What game do you want to win? And what game do you think is going to win? Miitopia deserves better. Okay, a lot of people saying Miitopia. It seems like as soon as Miitopia didn't start getting the juice, everyone now wants Miitopia to win. Miitopia was kind of slept on earlier. People weren't really saying it, but now people have decided they want it. Dial Town. I'm seeing a lot more Dial Towns as soon as people saw a trailer for Dial Town, more people are on the Dial Town train. Dark Deception, also a lot more Dark Deceptions in the chat as well. A lot of Ultra Kill, a lot of tabs, and a lot of people who are really, there's a very vocal minority who want Oregon Trail 2 to win. Oregon Trail 2 will be the most difficult game for me to get working on this computer, but I'm kind of curious. Never stop believing. People really want Oregon Trail. A couple of people really want Oregon Trail. They want Dysentery. Now, I know that what that's a reference to, but that is a wild chat message out of context. What game doesn't get mentioned enough? I'm not seeing enough people mention Pikmin. I hear a lot of good stuff about Pikmin. And I've not heard nearly enough people mention... You know what? The games that people aren't mentioning are the games that they haven't seen trailers for yet. I think the trailers are really helping. I think people are starting to get excited about games as soon as they see the trailers for them. I think Pikmin, Rain World, Hat in Time DLC, and Superliminal are games that people would be excited for, but they just haven't seen the trailer yet. The advertisement is working. Indeed. Okay, it is time for our third race. Now, I do not want another race like the last one. I want the races to feel like fair races. And I feel like the last race having an opening to the exit that opens at a seemingly random time, which cut off the people who were winning the race, felt pretty rude. So let's not go for something like that. Should we go for Love is in the Air? Are you feeling in the mood for love, chat? I'm feeling in the mood for love. Tronmo subscribed for 52 months. Goodness gracious me, Tronmo. Saying, even if it wasn't decided today, Shadow will eventually come for you. God, that is so intimidating. Is he going to have the Glock like he does sometimes? And then Lil Anarchist subscribed for their 4th month, saying, rooting for Slime Rancher. Thank you very much, Lil Anarchist. Okay, let's start the race, but first, let's survey the track. Okay, all of our competitors are ready. We've got another pachinko section to start. And then we move down into the Tunnel of Love. Swoop around a little bit. Are there any obstacles in the tunnel? Of course there are. Love can't always come easy. We've got a few little steel bolts awaiting our racers in the tunnel. Even I got bested by a bolt there. Some little dimples in the track. Moving into a choice, a pick a path segment. You can either go left or right, or death. Oh no, you can't. There's a tunnel. So then you go into this very questionable looking tunnel. You move through, and you come out the other side, and another pick a path. There's going to be a lot of branching out in this one. It's going to be quite tricky to tell who's in the lead, I suspect. We move down, and look at this. What is this? There's 2 different ways. You can either go forward into the gigantic love heart and out the bottom here, or you can go down these tunnels and do a zigzag down the side. Or what is this? What is this extra sneaky option? Now, this is very dangerous because you could very easily die here. But this option is obviously the fastest. So I really want to see if anyone can land this tricky shortcut and jump ahead of the competition. It's going to be very difficult to do, but I really want to see if anyone is able to do it. Maybe Oregon Trail can finally land a shortcut and get out ahead of the pack. Okay, then we've got one last big swoop down and one final jump into some kind of conical device. Down the hole. Some more troublesome nails. A circle just kind of hanging out. I don't know what use this circle has, but it looks pretty cool. Some more wiggly woogles. And then finally down to the ending pit. Wow. A very long track. There's a lot of track here. So there's going to be a lot of opportunity for people to catch up if they're falling behind. We do love the wiggly woogles. Now, how do I go faster? Okay, there we go. This is a sprint. Marbles on Stream has a sprint button. Here we are. Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Get ready to fly the flag for your chosen game. And go. Okay, Shadow Generations and Killer Frequency taking an early lead, not for broadcast, apparently angry about getting the previous victory stolen from them, fired up and taking the front of the pack. It's approaching Killer Frequency. Can it overtake Killer Frequency? Almost, but no Superliminal is coming out in front. An underloved gem, apparently. Not many people talking about Superliminal, but here it is, trying to put its name on the map. Trying to make sure that you never forget about Superliminal again. Dark Deception is also kind of climbing up the pack. Apparently trying to get a podium finish for every single race, or at least some sort of points. No one has died yet. Pretty good, and the Sunset Hills is really struggling back here. It's not looking good for, oh no, Oregon Trail. I'm so sorry, Oregon Trail. Okay, has anyone landed the shortcut? Not yet. No one landing that shortcut yet. Oh, Superliminal absolutely screaming ahead. Is it going to land in the conical device, though? It is. Has anyone landed the shortcut? It looks like no one's landed the shortcut. Could Oregon Trail take the shortcut? It cannot. What is going on at the front? Viewfinder taking an early lead. Well, no, not an early lead, a late lead. We're almost at the end. Oh, who just died? Killer Frequency taking the 1 point. Apparently disheartened. Ultra Kill throwing itself into the abyss. Just the lack of confidence of these racers. Sunset Hills knows it's not going to win and decides to end in style. Same with Metopia. But Viewfinder has its eyes on the prize. It's heading straight towards the end. Can it clutch out the victory? It can. Viewfinder finishes in first place. Superliminal all the way back here, but no, in the pot. Finally, a podium finish for Superliminal and Rain World. Not for broadcast, being robbed of another victory at the last second. But I think all 3 podium placements for that race were games that have not scored a point before. So a lot of new point scorers on the board. Dialtown, you're letting me down. You should have ended things in style once again. And there it is. Viewfinder, the winner. Superliminal already had points. Okay, Superliminal had points, but Superliminal did not finish on the podium, I think. I think. Let me check. Oh no, Superliminal did have a 3rd place. You're right, Superliminal had a 3rd place. Dialtown, oh, Dark Deception. Dark Deception was doing so well in the early game. And now literally the worst possible finish. The last place who didn't die. So Viewfinder, Superliminal, and Rainworld all taking home some points today. But not going hungry, Sunset Hills, Metopia, Ultra Kill, Killer Frequency, and Faster Than Light all scoop up some pity points. So let's add these points to my tally. Superliminal with a 2nd place finish. You know what, Superliminal, it's looking really good for Superliminal right now. 2 podium finishes for Superliminal. And Rain World with a 3rd place. So Superliminal is the only game to finish on the podium twice. Very impressive indeed. Let's have a look at the scores. Yeah, 5th place is a party. Hopefully as more races happen, it will even out a bit more and there will be less people crammed at the bottom there. 1st place is also a party though. I did not expect 1st place to be a party. Rainworld with their 3rd place finish, scoring 2 points as well. It is a 5-way tie for 5th place. Fantastic. Okay, well that is that. Now it is time to go back to Trailerland and learn a little bit of something about these games. So next up we have Sunset Hills, which is only a 30-second long trailer. But look at this adorable little game. Sunset Hills. This is Milktoast's submission. I know literally nothing about this. Literally nothing. Apart from what is on screen right now. But it looks lovely, doesn't it? Is it a puzzle game? Well, that's the entire trailer. So I guess we're not going to know any more about it than that. But the art style looks very nice. Looks very cute. Very cozy. So I wouldn't mind playing it if, if Sunset Hills could maybe step up its goddamn game. Maybe bring a little gusto to proceedings, Sunset Hills. Then maybe I'll get to play you on stream. Next up, we have a Viewfinder, which I believe is a kind of interesting reality-bending game. That does look pretty cool. That sure does look cool. So I guess that's one that we will also be considering. I kind of can't watch much without giving away the gimmicks, so I shan't watch any more. That shall be all I watch for now. I do not want to get too much spoiled. Then our next game on the 3rd row is none other than Metopia. Now, this will be fun because it has a character customization, and I can imagine any game with character customization I can have a lot of fun in. it does mean that I would need to hook up my Switch to the computer, which is, generally speaking, very annoying to do. So I'm kind of low-key hoping Miitopia doesn't win, so that I do not have to worry about that faff. But it will probably be fun if I do play it. Very nice. Okay, well, that is... I also don't know anything... Let's pause it there. I don't know anything about this, like anything about this RPG system. I do not know how much of an RPG system Miitopia is, or whether it is just like Tomodachi Life, where it's mostly just about funny interactions. I do not know if there's gameplay, or if it's just funny things. So that's going to be interesting to see. Next game is Ben and Ed, powered by Unreal Engine 4. Ben and Ed is actually a game that I feel like I played like a decade ago, like ages ago, when I had a gaming PC that couldn't play anything apart from like this game I heard it could run. And so I remember extremely hazily playing the zombie game where it's a game show. But that's all I remember, like an extremely hazy memory. So this will be fun to play again. That looks painful. That is very painful. And it does look like it's very much up my alley. So that makes sense. That does seem like it could be a pretty fun game. Was that a shark? Okay, yeah. This does seem like this could be a good one. So I guess we'll keep that in our back pocket. Nice. And the final game of the row. It's a game apparently everyone knows apart from me. It's Ultra Kill. Now, I'm also not going to be looking at this game, this trailer. Sorry about all the flashing lights. It seems like there may be flashing lights in Ultra Kill. I'm not going to be looking at this trailer either, because I have somehow managed to not look at a single frame of Ultra Kill in my life. I've not seen a single gameplay second of Ultra Kill. And I would like to keep it that way if I'm going to play it on stream. So I'm going to avert my gaze from Ultra Kill. But people seem to like Ultra Kill a lot, and it is a very popular one in the chat. So this could be a fun one to win. How do I pause the video without looking at it? The answer is that. I managed to do it eventually. Good stuff. Those are the trailers. I guess it's time for race number 4. I think race number 4 is going to be an absolutely essential race, because race number 4 is going to set the stage for the grand finale. For example, if some games can get at least some points on the board, if someone can get a 3rd place finish, that might be enough to coast to victory for the final race. But if you fail to get any points in this next race, then it's going to be very, very hard to get a podium finish, because all of the games that are currently in 5th have 2 points, which is 3rd place or higher. So if you're not getting any points in this next race, you need to get a high podium placement to have any chance of getting into the runners-up bracket. So there's a lot riding on this race. Dialtown needs to just get a point. If Dialtown dies or Dialtown gets a podium placement, then I feel like Dialtown can coast to the runners-up bracket. But if Dialtown gets another mediocre finish, doesn't get any points on the board, then Dialtown might start to fall behind in this race. Dialtown needs to make something happen. Let's have a look at some maps. What do we want to do? Death Alley? Death Alley sounds fun. Why don't we do Death Alley so that there's more chances for people to pick up bonus points and, you know, give people a bit more of a chance. All right, let's have a little look at Death Alley. Okay, another pachinko section to start us off. I like the color scheme on this one. Then we come straight down, we get a boost pad immediately. Look at how hardcore and scary this map is. It's made of steel, chat. This is no lovey-dovey. Imagine going from the love track to this. This is no lovey-dovey track anymore. This is harsh, rusted steel. You're gonna get... I was gonna say tinnitus. That is the ear thing. What's the thing that you get from rust? Not tinnitus. You need to go through this little thing of weird doobzels. Tetris, that's it. It's Tetris. Tetanus is what I was going for, yes. Another boost. Some more bolts. Another thing. Okay, it looks like this is a one-trick pony. It is nothing but nails and bloblets. So it is a very long, very similar track. Do we want to play this track? This seems a little bit repetitive. I kind of want a little bit more bang for my buck. I do like how the ending is made up of like some fallopian tubes. But other than that, do a different one? Okay, let's do a different one. I have to go all the way back out to the main menu? Fine, fine. Yeah, don't say that. Look, man, it's true. It's true, don't be scared of the truth. Oh, what about Haunted Hills? What about a scary one? Let's do a scary one. Let's beat Mrs. Pimp. We can do it. Oh my god, we start off in a witch's broth? I like this. I like us sprinkling you in like you're some dashi powder. Adding some flavor. Oh, look at this. Oh, we made the right choice switching it up. We zigzag around some of these scary trees. We go down here. And then what happens? Is this the end? It can't be. I mean, I guess it can be. It just feels like there's more to this than I can see, given how it said it took 2 minutes. I mean, you know what? Let's just start the track and find out. Let's start it and find out. Okay, everyone, get ready to get dunked. Oh god, it's horrible in here. Blah. Okay, we're going to dunk the games in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to lower the music a smidge. 0. Okay, they've been dunked. Who's going to be first out of the pot? It is Minecraft, Ben and Ed, and Dark Deception. Zooming down the slalom. Multiple right-hand turns. Who's at the back? Sunset Hills is doing something else. What is Sunset Hills doing? What is this tech? Sunset Hills, what is your game plan here? Where are you going? Sunset Hills died? I guess that was the wrong move. I don't know what Sunset Hills was doing, but apparently it was incorrect. Sunset Hills has ceased to be alive. Okay, Ultra Kill and Viewfinder are up ahead. And they get bounced! I knew there was more track. Who's not gonna make it? Is anyone not gonna make that jump? No, it looks like everyone made the jump. Tabs! Finally, Tabs is out front, leading the pack where it belongs. Can it secure some juicy points on the leaderboard? This is a very strange track. Tabs is floating. Is Tabs going to abruptly perish like the other ones? It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I'm not sure how the physics of this track work. Now, who's at the back? Is anyone bringing up the back? It looks like it's kind of hard to tell. Superliminal. Our Superliminal and Hat in Time DLC at the back of the pack. Who's out front? Why does it think Hat in Time is in the lead? You are not in the lead, Hat in Time. Stop fooling yourself. Shadow Generations and Rainworld getting snug in first place. Descending into a green ethereal tube. Did Superliminal die or is Superliminal at the back? Superliminal is at the back. Oh, I can see the end. It's all come to this. Shadow Generations gets a podium placement. Viewfinder, Rainworld, Pikmin, Tabs, Oregon Trail finish right at the same moment. But Rainworld clutches out the third place. Wow. That was so close. I've got to look at the timing of that final section. Wow. Wait. 16.942. Pikmin and Tabs finished at exactly the same time. Pikmin and Tabs finished at literally the exact same moment. Very close. Very, very close. I do not know what that tech was. Sunset Hills, where you flew just across the map into the building and died. But it was very cool. Because I need to tally up my scores. So Shadow Generations wins a race. Viewfinder, second place. Wow. So far, Viewfinder has won one, finished in second place, and died. If Viewfinder manages to finish in third place in the final race, then it would have finished in first, second, third, and died. It would have had the entire sweep of results. Very impressive Viewfinder. Then Rain World finished in third. That is the second time for Rain World to finish in third. Very, very impressive. And Minecraft and Sunset Hills get some pity points. So I'm not going to update this leaderboard right now because it's kind of annoying to update. So instead, let's go to Trailer Town and look at the final row of trailers so that you can get misty-eyed over Oregon Trail, which is doing exceedingly badly. Has it scored a single point? It continues to score not a single point. Oregon Trail and Tabs still have 0 points. The only games with no points. Oh god. Okay, well, let's go to Superliminal first. So I'm not going to watch this one as well, because I haven't watched any of Superliminal. I understand, my basic understanding via cultural osmosis is that Superliminal is like Stanley Parable but more trippy. That is my assumption based on like GIFs I've seen on Twitter. But I know nothing else other than that. So yeah, that is all I know about Superliminal. Pretty good. People are saying it's backseat coded. I guess I believe you. Next up, we have the Hat in Time DLC that was redeemed by Jack. Like I say, I have played Hat in Time, which was one of the very first things I played on stream. I played it on stream so long ago that I will not put it on the VOD channel because those streams were so scuffed, the audio quality was so bad that I just do not want to put it on the VOD channel. It is a mess. However, we can finally play some Hat in Time in a production standard that is acceptable to me. So it can finally go on the VOD channel. Redemption for a Hat in Time. It's backseat history. I think Jack has uploaded the Hat in Time streams with my permission, unlisted, so that they are archived somewhere. But yeah, I do not. They were so scuffed. They were so scuffed. This DLC I've heard very good things about, so fingers crossed it does well. What is it scoring at the moment? What is Hat in Time DLC doing at the moment? Oh, very badly. It has 1 point. Hat in Time DLC currently has a single point, although 5th place is only 2 points. So it is possible that it could still make it. Honestly, literally any of them could still make it to the runners-up race. Even if they only finish in 3rd. Any of them could make it into the runners-up race. Still. Better than none, though. You did not have to throw shade at Oregon Trail like that. So rude. Okay, the next one is Rain World. As I say, I will not be casting my eyes over Rain World because I know nothing about Rain World and I would like to keep it that way. I guess the only thing I vaguely assume about Rain World is that it's like Super Meat Boy. Because I think I saw it's like a platformer. And it looks kind of pixely like Super Meat Boy was. But that's it. That's it. I think I heard someone say it was difficult, but I don't know if they were more talking about like a challenge run or something. But I know very little about Rain World other than that. Thank you very much. I'm gonna, because I'm not looking at this, I can't really talk about it. So I'm gonna pause it while not looking at it again. And then let's go to the next trailer. Oh, it's the one you've all been waiting for. It's not a trailer. It's a long play by N131. Some of the only gameplay footage of Oregon Trail 2 on the internet. It's everyone's favorite. So thank you very much to Garfield fan for nominating this one. It's not doing very well. It has so far scored 0 points. But it does look pretty intriguing, huh? Look at these little guys talking at you. So the goal is to make it across America, I'm guessing, without dying. That's what the Oregon Trail, the first one, was about anyway. So this would be an epic adventure as me and chat try and navigate our way across America without dying in a video game from like 1997. It would be pretty fun. It's got voice acting and stuff. It seems like a lot of fun. Yeah, it seems like a grand old time of me and you in one wagon, me and 200 people in a wagon trying to make it across America without catching dysentery. What a game. I'm kind of rooting for it low-key, even though it will make my life so much more difficult trying to get that up and running on my computer. But I'm kind of low-key rooting for it. Anyway, the final game. It's Pikmin. Now, I have never played a Pikmin game, and I have also never watched footage of a Pikmin game. I did watch a video once where someone rated the names of the Pikmin based on how accurate they were to scientific animal names in the real world, and that is my entire experience with Pikmin. I know nothing else. But I know that Pikmin is a much beloved franchise, and so it might be an education to finally play Pikmin and see what the fuss is about. So yeah, could be fun. I would love to see us all get dysentery together. I didn't know Pikmin did that. I mean, I guess that's a price we have to pay for Miyamoto's genius. Is us all just catching dysentery while picking our mins? Oh well. Okay, that is all the trailers watched, and we are now ready for the final race. All right, this seems good. The vibes seem right for this one. What is the? Oh, did I accidentally start a random race? I did not mean to do that. Hell yeah. This is the exact right vibes for a final race. Now let's look for the longest race. The longest average finish time for an epic final race. Okay, I like 3 minutes. 3 minutes 22. 3 minutes 33. Anything longer? Space Station. 3:39. Okay, it might be Space Station, chat. Yeah, okay, we're space stationing it. Let's go. Marble Century had 4. This'll do, this'll do. Let's go to space. What is, are we in a super collider? What is going on? Okay, we go down the tube, and then what? Do we get spat out into space? Whoa, okay. Oh yeah, this is a long one. Okay, this is a long one. I'm feeling great about this. Let's go back up the tube. Whoopsie daisy. I guess we'll wait at the bottom of the tube. I guess we'll wait at the bottom of the tube and see who makes it down first. Place your final bets, chat. Place your final bets. Who is going to win? 3, 2, 1, and Joe. Okay, that is a lot less exciting than I expected. Okay, they need to go around in a spiral. Oh, I thought they were just dropping straight down. Oh my god, chat, it's beautiful. Metopia and Killer Frequency taking the lead. Ultra Kill lagging behind. Not looking good for Ultra Kill at this very early stage. 1 second. Its TV time is a tiny bit loud. There we go. Okay, they still haven't made it out the pipe. Okay, who's gonna be first? A Hat in Time DLC, followed by Killer Frequency, and then everyone else. Rain World, FTL, Ultra Kill, what are you doing? Hat in Time absolutely blazing ahead, but getting held up by the nail. Sunset Hills coming for redemption. Oh, going for the overtake. Absolutely rude. Bumping a Hat in Time. Getting aggressive in this final race. It all comes down to this final race, and the marbles have lost their patience. They are out for blood. Slime Rancher steaming ahead. Going to take that boost panel, but go straight into the nail. Sunset Hills, once again, just absolutely leaving everyone else in the dust. Look at that. Sunset Hills could build a house here. It could build a future. There's no one for miles. Oh, but a Hat in Time. It smells the potential for a win, and it's climbing back up the ranks. Who's at the back of the pack? Metopia, what happened, Metopia? What could have possibly happened to cause this? Sunset Hills, there's literally no one else even in the same postcode as Sunset Hills. Sunset Hills is on a different track, but a Hat in Time, once again, not liking that I'm talking smack, and oh no! Sunset Hills getting absolutely joked. Spat and slid around the track, and Hat in Time making the most of it. Making sure that it doesn't waste a single second. Slime Rancher still putting up a good effort to try and catch up, but it's not looking great. Where's the rest of the pack? They're all back here. Oregon Trail! Oregon Trail in a strong third place. Can Oregon Trail possibly get a podium finish? Will Oregon Trail finish with no points, or will it get a podium finish to end things on? A Hat in Time moving past the lasers, refusing to die. And approaching the finish line, Slime Rancher seeing that Hat in Time was held up by the nail, and it's gonna overtake. Slime Rancher gets first place. Hat in Time second. And is Oregon Trail going to make it on third, or is Dial Town? Can Dial Town steal it from Oregon Trail? No! This is Oregon Trail's moment! Dial Town is too slow! Oregon Trail finishing third. Unbelievable! Has anyone died? Multiple people have died. Probably to the lasers. Will more people die before the game is over? Hickman died. And I think that's it. Not for Broadcast is all the way back here. What is going on, Not for Broadcast? I feel like your time is running out. Really trying to make up for lost time, but I don't know if it's going to happen. Slime Rancher finishing in first place. Now, what does this do to the leaderboard? I feel like that might be a Slime Rancher win. Let's tally up the scores. Hat in Time DLC with second place. A gorgeous finish. Oregon Trail with a third place. Unbelievable. Oregon Trail. Then Dial Town finishing just too short. Dial Town had enough points that if Dial Town would have finished third instead, it would have probably made it to the final runners-up race, but it's looking unlikely with these scores. Okay, I will save the results until I go to my screen. So dramatic. Let's clear it all away as I announce the winners and losers of this marble tournament and who is going to go through to the runners-up race. I did not mean to hide that layer. Come back to me. Oh my god. They said this would never happen. I cannot believe it. In fifth place. The Hat in Time DLC. Making it to the runners-up podium. The next one in the runners-up bracket is Rain World, also in 5th place with 4 points. And the final one in 5th place, squeaking into the runners-up race, is Dark Deception. Those are our 5th place placements. But now we have 2 more games in 4th place who are also going to make it to the runners-up race. Minecraft and Superliminal. I wish the dramatic music wouldn't have stopped. Can you please, thank you. Thank you. I need some more drama, thank you. In 3rd place, we have Ultra Kill. Ultra Kill, despite a strong early performance, pretty poor performance from then on. Only 1 win and then 1 death and nothing else the entire game, but that was enough to get 3rd place. But it's got 2 friends, 2 companions in 3rd. And one of them is Shadow Generations, also finishing in 3rd place with 6 points. Another 6 was FTL, a former 1st place alumni, demoted to 3rd place. 2nd place will have to race to survive. 1st place will be played guaranteed. There is no tie. There is only 1 1st place and only 1 2nd place. So it all comes down to this: 2 racers, 1 who will need to fight for their life and 1 who can go home happy. 2nd place is being taken home by Slime Rancher. Slime Rancher is in 2nd place, which means our 1st place game, our winner, who will go home and definitely be played on one of my streams, is Viewfinder, with an amazing 10 points. 10 points is double the score that our 4th place got. Let's play some celebration music. Ba 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 ba! Yeah, happy music, not scary music anymore. Okay, here it is, here it is. Pretend I didn't say anything, ready? Pretend I didn't say anything. The 1st place of the marble race is Viewfinder! Congratulations, Viewfinder, for taking home the win! That totally happened naturally and didn't have to take like 3 attempts. Well done, Viewfinder. You will be played on a future stream, and I will look forward to it. Rex TV, your suggestion is the one that beat the rest and took home the crown. But wait! Stop the music! I'm getting word that there's another race still to happen to decide a 2nd winner. A 2nd winner that could be played on stream. Unexpected twist, which I've been saying is going to happen all stream. Maybe I should have kept this a secret and it would have been a big dramatic reveal. But yes, okay, let's go to the runners-up race. So we're going to go into my name list and we need to remove the losers. Sunset Hills. I'm so sorry, Sunset Hills. You are being terminated. Killed. We are deleting Dial Town. I'm sorry, Dial Town. You had a good narrative going there. If you'd have finished in 3rd, you could have made it into the final race. But not quite. You were 1 second too slow. So close. Killer Frequency has been killed. Its frequency has been snuffed out. Metopia has been cast away. Not for broadcast is not for broadcast on my channel. Ben and Ed is Ben and Dead. Get out of here. Pikmin is not getting picked on this stream. Oregon Trail, more like Oregon Fail. Too little, too late. And Tabs, more like get out of here, you're not picked. Okay, there we go. And then who won? Who won? Viewfinder. Imagine if I forgot to remove Viewfinder and then Viewfinder won this race as well. Just to flex in all the other games. Nope, no one else but me. Let's get rid of Viewfinder. Okay, so here are our competitors for the final race. 9 marbles. Amazing. Finish. Now, the marble that wins this race is also guaranteed to be played on stream. I will also play this one. This is the runners-up final. Megalovania has begun. You feel marbles rolling down your back. Let's pick Death Alley. It's Death Alley. It all comes to this. There are no rewards for dying anymore. Dying is only death. Death now is permanent. Let's play. No remorse, no pity. You failed many times. This is your chance at redemption. Can you get to the finish line without dying? 3. Objective survive, exactly. 3, 2, 1, go. A last chance at redemption for these marbles. Rain World already trying to get ahead, and Hat in Time DLC, an incredible performance last race. And trying to put in an incredible performance for this race, but FTL is the one leading the way instead. Hat in Time, it seems like we've got a couple of favorites. FTL, Rain World, and Hat in Time are doing incredible, but no one is lagging behind apart from maybe Minecraft, who's having a bad time here. But no one else is really no one else is resting on their laurels. Everyone else is giving it their A game. There's no rest for the wicked, and these marbles sure are wicked, and they know it. They know if they're going to put in any effort, it has to be now. There are no second chances. This is their second chance. Third chances do not exist in this world, especially not for failing marbles like this. Shadow Generations is actually climbing up the ranks. Oh, and Superliminal has died. Superliminal is out. Did someone fly up Shadow Generations? Is he gonna land back on the track? No, Shadow Generations is dead. It gave it a little bit too much sauce and paid for it. Superliminal and Sonic have died. Sonic the Hedgehog is dead. Minecraft, giving it all the sauce just like Sonic, but not paying the price. Never punished. I'm guessing by speeding ahead and getting hit by... Oh no, there he goes! It was so close to the end, so close to the fallopian victory, and it went off. No, Ultra Kill as well. They're dropping like flies. FTL. Speeding to the exit, but can it secure the victory, or will Hat in Time steal it away? FTL getting held up by a nail. Hat in Time not getting held up by anything. And a Hat in Time. A Hat in Time wins it. Rain World cannot take it. Engulfed by sorrow, hurls itself into the abyss. Dark Deception and Slime Rancher limply flopping into the ending pit. But a Hat in Time takes the victory. Well deserved. Well deserved. It was an absolute bloodbath. The map name was not lying. Absolutely brutal. It is time to explore the metro as a kid in a hat. Incredible. So, the games that I will be playing as a result of this marble race are Viewfinder and the Hat in Time DLC. going right back to the start, returning back to my roots. A Hat in Time, one of the very first games I ever streamed. It will be one of the very last. Who knows? Maybe a meteor will crash into my window immediately after I finish to give my channel perfect symmetry. Ooh, who can say? Hello there, Backseat from the Edit here. Well done for making it through an entire stream, or maybe even an entire playlist. If you weren't using these videos to fall asleep and are still awake, I'd like to thank you very much for watching, and here's some options if you want to watch some more. Bye-bye.